So Brazil, one of the reasons. I mean, we went for our first event in Brazil, and it was shocking for me because I was in a position where I'm like, you know what? We did two shows in Bahrain, and our first destination internationally is going to be Brazil. There is whatever I speak as whoever I am. We only had two events. There's no track record for Brave. Whatever I speak, that we're going to be globalizing it. We're going to be changing MMA industry. We are doing this for the fighters. We don't want the money. We're only coming here to give you. None of that matters after two events. Nobody believes you. We've seen so many events come and say so many things. Where is the trust? And they're not going to trust you, whatever you say. So I was in a position where I'm like, this is the first international event. It's going to be a disaster because nobody's going to believe. I cannot convince anybody for why I'm doing this. Today I can because I've shown the track record, but at that point I couldn't. But when I went to Brazil and we made this event happen, I said His Highness Sheikh Khalid is initiating this event and coming to Brazil as a first destination because I think Brazil has been shown a lot of disrespect in the sport of mixed martial art. These are one of the top athletes who've created the sport of mixed martial art, let's say, to where it is today. They were a big part of why mixed martial art is mixed martial art today at such a big level. And when these fighters were on the top of the food chain at some point of mixed martial art, and then when that's gone, they didn't get their due. They didn't get their due respect for what they did. And the sport of mixed martial art does not do that. The sport of mixed martial art is not a cruel sport like people think boxing was or some other sport was. No, it's not a cruel sport. Mixed martial art is not a cruel sport. People who are running the business of mixed martial art could be cruel and not taking the responsibility of it, but the sport is not. It is a sport that is made for any part of the country, and we want to show that. When we went to Brazil with that message, I was shocked for our first event, just after two events in Bahrain, which is a very small country that they might not even know where it is. And when we went there and said, we're from Bahrain, His Highness is doing this initiative, they loved it. They embraced it, they accepted us, and they said, we are so happy to have you. They gave us all the support, and that is why, for me, I will be always grateful to them for understanding that. I don't know why did they believe me at that point, but I'm so glad that was our first destination, and I will always be grateful for that. And I promise them that I'm not going to be coming here and doing one show, an event like F1 is. We're going to make sure that we are consistent at a local market, and we're going to globalize your athletes, and we're going to be giving international fighters an opportunity in your event. So we're going to do everything that Brazil didn't have for the past so many years, although they were a big part of mixed martial art. I mean, that's what was happening there.
Yeah, you mentioned that they've embraced you. You've had legends of the sport, Wanderlei Silva, Cris Cyborg come out publicly and praise the practices of the promotion. In your eyes, how much does this do to boost the image of Brave Combat Federation?
I mean, that is so important. I mean, that's so important to have these athletes come and let the people know, because they have the experience. I mean, in the end of the day, you have to understand the fighters are the product of the sport. And it's not UFC, it's not Bellator, it's not Brave, it's not, not the promotion, not the promoter. We have nothing to do with it. The athletes don't work for us. We are working for the athletes. That's the misunderstanding. When athletes call me and say, "What's up, boss?" and I'm like, "I'm not the boss. You are the boss." I am every day struggling. Early in the morning, I sleep 2 hours every day just to make sure you are happy. You guys are happy. So it doesn't look like I'm the boss, So if I'm working for you to make you happy and serve you, you are the boss. So that mentality should be there. So these fighters know everything. They've gone through A to Z. They've had a huge career in this beginning to the end of or beginning to where we are today in the MMA evolution, and they were a part of it. For them to give to understand what we are doing and to tell people what we are doing, I mean, it makes so much more sense than what I can say today, And I always say that because I'm an ex-fighter as well. I've been competing in MMA. I've been training, creating fighters, managing fighters. I've done everything in the sport of mixed martial art that is there, So I understand when these fighters come out and speak, and they do it from their heart. None of these fighters are actually doing it for a commercial reason. They all are people who are doing it for the social and development of mixed martial art. And that is what really excites me. I mean, every person that's been in Brave are doing this because they love the vision, they love His Highness's vision, and they want to take that, to bring that at a bigger scale. And I'm so glad to have Wanderlei and Cris Cyborg come out and speak, because these people are the actual true pioneers of MMA, and they know what is the industry looking for? What does the mixed martial art industry want? And they see that in Brave, and I'm glad that we have it, and I'm always looking back at them and telling them, please correct us if there's something that you think we should do more. We're always open to developing that, you know. So it's amazing.